This is not a tradition or anything, but I'm thinking destructive nature within the you is also started functioning, probably. Otherwise, why should one does harmful things for oneself rather than helpful things? But people sometimes knowingly do it. And that's because of the destructive nature, probably acting. Sometimes you can't help it. And you like to help, but the people doesn't listen. So what can you do? What can you do? Let it take its own due course. We cannot, you shouldn't force and could not force them to whatever you think is best. You can only contribute by a sincere suggestion. The other side, people are grown up. They know how to think. They make their own decisions. So if it's knowingly making the wrong decisions, which is of course of course it is the impermanent nature of a destructive karma must be functioning, whatever it is, anyway. So that's so how karmic have it is advantages and the weaknesses. So to make sure that the weakness of the karmic is not been struck by opposite forces, is the for good positive karma, it is the dedication. When you dedicate it for something, so then it is the karmic nature. It will not materialize or waste it, that karma, until the things what you are dedicated for is worked. Till then, that karma keep on working for that. That is karmic nature, because dedication makes them do that. So that's why dedication is so important. And when we looked through yesterday, there are so many great dedications for so many different various suffering realms, such as hell realm, or the hungry ghost realm, or the animal realm, or even human beings, and the samsaric gods, and all of them there. So the people begin to wonder, which one should I dedicate? And I think the answer, I don't know whether that question was raised yesterday or not. I don't remember. I do not remember whether I answered that yesterday. But somebody raised that question this morning while we were driving here. So it is very true. There's so many choices, and we don't know what to choose. That reminds me one time, it's about years ago, there was a commercial on television. The commercial is Australian telephone company. The Australian telephone, I just don't forget. Australian telephone company has a commercial that one Australian guy goes to New York and goes into all those breakfast areas, and those breakfast booths or the restaurants, and then looks through, and there's so many choice, hash brown, sunny side up, or all that. So he looks through and he said, oh, there's so many choice. Let's go to the next. Goes to the next, same choice. Go to the next. And there's so many choice, I can't choose. So the Australian telephone is the only one, no choice. So that's how they do the commercial. So that's what I was thinking when Colin was asking me which one should be dedicated, which one. So that's the Australian telephone company. Probably those days, there must be only one telephone company. So they're saying it's great, you don't have to choose, everything is provided. So that's reminded me that time. But the idea is this. You don't have to make a choice among them. I think the best way for us to dedicate every good karma, anything, how little it might be, how greater, big it might be, but the dedication is important to make sure it remains until the purpose is fulfilled. So they really recommended dedication is you don't make a choice of those great many things, bodhisattva or way of life dedicated specifically, but also they're dedicated for everything. So for us, is the really easiest way and the most efficient way, effective way, we dedicate all our positive karmas as the bodhisattvas have done. Like Bodhisattva Manjushri, the Buddha of wisdom. Or Bodhisattva Samandabhatara, great offering Bodhisattva. So, etc. All these Bodhisattvas, very specifically, there are 8 Bodhisattvas who have been close associates of Buddha. Manjushri, Bhajarapani, Avalokiteshvara, essence of earth, essence of sky. I hope I'll remember now. Different numbers, Nangen Nyingbo, Bodhisattva Maitreya, that's what we call it, Buddha of love. Kundu that is the Samandabhatara. Okay, so anyway, Jaya Chana Toji Chenese, Sai Nyingbo, different numbers, Nangen Nyingbo, Chamba, Kundu. I think that's about 8 of them. They are called 8 associates of Buddha, Bodhisattva. Also in the word in Tibetan, Nyewe Sechinge, closest 8 Bodhisattvas. So we dedicate our virtues where and how those great Bodhisattvas have dedicated for that. That's how we dedicate. There's 2 advantages. One advantage is they dedicated for benefit of all living beings. All living beings are reaching to a total enlightenment. That's what the Bodhisattva's goals are. Freeing every living being from suffering and bringing them to the best place of joy, joy that never known suffering. That's what they dedicated. So when we dedicated whatever little our virtue may be along with them, then of course Buddha himself said, Chidara gyatso chena chudi long, gyatso maza pato temenze, 대신 전주 용의 개화양 전주 마도 바로 zeminjurus. If you have a drop of water, just a drop, if you put the drop in the big ocean, the water merged. Your drop of water merged into ocean. So until the ocean water is exhausted, no one can ever tell your drop of water is gone. Because it's merged into huge. And as it becomes powerful as an ocean, it is really safeguarding. So similarly, our weak virtue may be a drop. If wasted, dropped somewhere, just a wave, it goes. We don't need a sponge to pick up drop of water, just wave it, it will go away. But it's merged in the ocean, no one can remove. No one can remove. Just like that, our little contribution, whatever it is, without wasting, merge into a big ocean-like. So till the ocean gone, it won't go. Just like when we merged our little virtue with the bodhisattvas, Buddhas and bodhisattvas, it will be huge until their virtues are totally exhausted, which is never possible, which never will be. So our virtue will remain and give a result. Until the result was giving, it will remain continuously. So then some people may think, if I dedicate it in that way, the people may begin to think, all right, my little contribution goes and they'll manage whatever, so what do I get it? I get nothing. So they're all gone in there. So sort of, people may think that. That's not. The thing is coming, the positive karma, whatever you created, the result is definitely you experience. Though you dedicated for benefit of all living beings, you are one of the living beings too. And that reminds me, funny thing, I don't think it's worth to mentioning here, but it is popping on my head like crazy. So one of the people, that is years ago, I saw a movie. I think it is Russian Revolution connected. I think it's called Dr. Zhivago. So movie, and within the Dr. Zhivago's movie, there's one Russian aristocracy person, and he was subjected to the revolution. However, he was not arrested and he was free to move, and many of his properties are sealed. So he had some place to go. So not like in the old time, he has a little, some friend who drove him horse cart and a family. And when he get to his house, he can't get in because house was sealed by the people. They always say the sealing is done by police, government. They call that by people. So he picks up one axe and is saying, I'm going to break that. I'm one of the people. So he breaks the seal. I am one of the people. That's really true. One of the people. So we are also one of the people that we dedicated for ourselves. We are one of the one sentient beings. And then beside, it is your own karma, so it never wasted, and never wasted means you yourself is benefited. And that also not benefited such a way that you don't know. You do know things can go wrong, very wrong, but doesn't. Somehow it escapes through. Your positive karma is benefiting you. Things like that, I mean, even on my own case, I should have gone for a year ago, kick my bucket. But I'm still here. It is benefiting my positive karma's benefit. Just like that, everybody else have things. If you properly pay attention and notice, your positive karma are working, your negative karma are equally active, working, and then depends which one have more power, which has more support, and it takes over.